Hello everyone, it's Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in modded iCraft. In the last episode, I hinted upon the usage of a fancy machine to do our work for us. Here it is, the pattern replicator. You can see that when I place it, fancy stuff happens. Now, what this does is it will take what's in the purple area and put it in the black area. And we can do all sorts of cool things, like reduce or increase the target and end location, Y and Z and X, or, you know, the X, Y, Z. And we can turn it on, give it fuel in either coal or RF form, render or unrender the preview, and we can also change the size of this stuff and flip it horizontally and along these various axes. So, let's see what it does with this thing. Now this thing, I'm not entirely sure how well it'll actually manage, because it's full of whatever they're called, framed blocks? Yeah, whatever, framed blocks. It's full of those, and I'm hoping it'll place them. I would be amazed if it actually got the charcoal into them. So we'll see what it does with it, but now I need to align it properly, and I'll do that off camera because it'll take a moment. I think that's the best we're going to do. As you can see, there are black blocks wherever it's going to place something. At least I think that's how it works, and they line up with what we want. Right? Yeah, they line up with what we want. So now we need to give it some power, which I have. What is it? Over here? Yeah, I have it over here. And we also need to give it the blocks. So I think we'll probably give it the fort first, just to make sure that everything's in the right place and we don't randomly place blocks where we don't want them. So let's put that in, and then we'll give it some power, like so. And it's filling up, good. And that's filling down. Okay. That's 1,000,000 power. That's a lot of power, actually. Okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's all we'll need, so I might as well not drain more, because it'll just void all the power that's... Wait, what? Huh? It says 1,000,000 on the one probe, but in here it says 16,000. Okay, we'll see which it means. It might just end up updating, hopefully. So let's turn it on. Yeah, it updated. Also, why is that there? Off. What is it doing? Seriously. It's not placing things where it says it's going to, that's for sure. I don't see any fort where it's placing fort. Did it not understand my flip, or what? Let me take a look at this. But see, this... I'm pretty sure this one here should be here. That's what it meant to do. And then, likewise, that one should be there. That one, though, is just out of nowhere. No idea what it's doing there. X is that axis, right? This might not work so well. Or, you know, maybe I'm just incompetent. So here's our problem. You can see right here that I have placed a cobblestone in the corner. And if we give it the cobblestone and tell it to do it, there we go. Works pretty well. However, if we turn it off, say, and then give it a rotation like that, and then turn it back on, it ignores the command. It ignores the rotation. So I'm not sure what that I'm not sure what that's supposed to, or I'm not sure if that's a bug or if I'm not understanding this correctly, but it seems to be a bug because this preview shows it rotated. So the preview is what it's supposed to be building, and it's not building it. So I don't think we can get around this problem. So I guess for me, it'll be back to building with my hands. Sniff. Go away, seeds. But anyways, I think we're going to be moving on from the building onto something else. It's going to be building as well, but not the same kind. So what we've done here is just a bunch of aesthetic building, which is really fun. I had a good time with that. Actually, that was last episode. What am I talking about? I mean, I know we did try to copy it, but that was a failure. Anyway, what we're going to move on to here, though, is I have been... Oh, what's that going on? I have been helping Brick and JSM out quite a lot. Probably too much. I've wasted a lot of resources on them. However, they did give me some reimbursement. What is it? Here, a bunch of wither skulls. And some mob imprisonment tools. Although perhaps those weren't willing reimbursements, if you know what I mean. They don't mind, don't worry. They know about it. Anyway, what I have done that affects us now, though, in that respect, is in this knoll is located a lot of chiseled bits. They broke something containing about a bazillion chiseled bits, or they were clogging up the system and then tossed the chiseled bits on the ground. And I put them in my dank knoll so that so that they wouldn't clog up everything. But now we have a whole lot of chiseled bits to deal with. Thank you, Brick. However, that's not going to be too much of a problem. Just set all this on like that, and now we just need one of these trash cans, chest and iron nuggets. So I'm going to make that. Let's see. I also took their spruce planks. Take that. There we go. Oh, I need more nuggets. Okay. There we go. So, now we just place this here, and these are not on auto extract. I need to, what is it? Control click, extract all items. Yeah. This is not very responsive. Anyway, that. And we need a servo as well. Pop. 32 is good, and this thing. There we go. So these should be going down. Yep, good. Alright. Now, you may see a bunch of valuable stuff in my inventory. I've been poking around, as you may have noticed, and one of the things in here is this ender staff. I got this on some sort of journey, but what it does is it's an ender pearl based transport system. Basically, you set up a bunch of checkpoint things or waypoints, and you can travel to them with the with ender pearls. So let's see, what are they called? Pylon? No. Node. Yeah. Wrath nodes. So you need Nebulous Heart and Emerald. I think I've got both, if I'm not much mistaken. They have to be in here. I mean, I killed a lot of Endermen. You'd think I'd have at least one. It's not looking good. Whoa. Also, get out of there. Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? That's unfortunate. I've got a lot of these zombie hearts. Weird. I guess I'll have to go into the end and finish some equipment off. But I really thought I had some. I guess I must have just tossed them. Oh well. Well, we won't do that now. Oh well. Alright. So, that's not gonna happen apparently. We can put that away. However, I want to dig out another room, but I don't want to do it manually. Whoops. And this thing from Cyclic has interested me. I should be able to make, if I just make an observer here. No, missing lapis. Oh yeah, forgot to block it. There we go. And pop. Okay. I like being able to just toss stuff on the ground and it goes into my my inventory or my nulls. So, much like other cyclic things, I assume this one, oh, there we go. This one is, yeah. So, I can change its size up to 15 by 15. That's not so good, actually. Increase height, no, that's good. Meh. Oh, does it require a tool, too? Huh. So greedy. looks like bricks planks are going to be put to use. Why is it going down? Weird. Even though it's not doing anything, you see. Okay, let's actually put some. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of oak wood from them too. Since it's just flying around or lying around. Let's do that then. Always on. And I guess it needs a tool. Do I have a tool lying around? Oh, I should have a silence gems thing. Just going bleh on the ground somewhere. Is it in this chest? We'll never know, because I have nowhere to place it. Yeah. You can take this one. Pop. Yep, I hear breaking. And this is taking durability, I assume? Yep. Well, I don't care about that thing anyway. It's really not that great. I just made it because I wanted something that I could pick up stone with. But it has served its purpose. Somehow I doubt this will be a more efficient method than what I would have normally done. But oh well. So, what we have to do at this point. Oh, yeah. So this thing was a little bit unperfect. I mean, it did all right, but it also ran into a ravine, and that's not so good. So what I'm going to do is take a schnazzy machine I made earlier for something else. Can't pick that up. Up here. It's called something I can't remember, but it basically makes basic patterns. I was testing it out for this thing. We may end up using it for cool things in the future. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends what's going on with my brain at any given moment. But for now, we can just use it to. Oh, that's not the right direction. But for now we can just use it to fill a wall around this thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So I now have an idea on what we're going to do for power, at least in this base. I've said before that this is the embers base, and we will be doing embers, but first we need power just for everything. And the magmatic dynamo, here it is. So you can right click on these and see what it does. So for 1 bucket of lava, you can get 120,000 RF over some amount of time. That's that's basically just what it says here. However, the magma crucible, where is that? Here, can smelt down a chunk of netherrack into a block of lava, or a bucket of lava, for 60,000 RF. So, if you do some easy math there, where's the magma? There. It means you get twice as much energy from a bucket of lava as it takes to create a bucket of lava. And that means we can just get infinite passive power from a bunch of magmatic dynamos hooked up to some magma crucibles. So that's what we're going to be doing in this this episode. let's see. I think this is done. This one's actually pretty quick. That minor thing is pretty slow, but this is good. The whatever it's called. So let's just get rid of that. It's not very controllable though. That's the problem with the cyclic stuff. It's good, they're good, but you can't really, you don't have that much control over them. But anyway, that was helpful at least. Let's see, where am I putting these things? Here. Okay, I'll just keep that on me. They also take they also have a 1 million RF buffer, which means I lose that much every time I break one, and that's not so good. Anyway. Go away. What are you doing here? Okay, so what we're going to do is I want this water just will not go away. Okay, so what I want to do with this build, because we aren't going to just make it quick and ugly, as much as my previous styles may support the contrary. No, we're going to make this into a fun, cool thing, because otherwise, what's the point? That's what we're playing this for. So, I'm going to try and make this a sort of powery, lava-y room, because this is a lava power generation, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and tie it into this theme though, with the charcoal-y trim and the Tyrian backdrop with highlights of red. So before we get started with this whole generation thing, I want to figure out how compact I can actually make this. So we need the magmatic dynamo thing, and oh yeah, actually they've both got magma. I don't have to search twice. So we need this thing, and we need this thing, and then we need to get fluid from this to this, or sorry, fluid from this to this, and energy from this to this, and then netherrack into this. So, I'm going to have to figure that out, but I just realized I didn't make those machines. So, in the meantime, while I make those, I built the next wall, and you may notice it has an archway. Now, I've made the machines, and I have just realized that even though I'm going to be fleshing out the design for these little individual power generation thingies, since they are going to be individual, I think, even though I've prepared this area for that, we are not going to be using this for the power generation. Because if you look over here, this is the entrance hall, and since I made that wall like that, there's only space for 2 hallways leading off it, and on those hallways are going to have to be some split-offs, and probably we're going to have rooms at those split-offs, or at least some kind of space, some kind of widening out, and that means that this spot is probably going to be one of those, instead of a power generation spot. So, that being kept in mind, let's build here anyway. So, I have made these things, like I said. They weren't cheap. Well, these ones were pretty cheap, the magma crucibles. But the magmatic dynamos were pretty expensive. They took a lot of invar, and invar takes nickel, and nickel is not common. Or maybe it is, but I never mine at the level where it's found, at least. Okay, so what am I going to be doing with these things, you may ask, and rightfully so. Oh, that didn't place right. So, oh, is it configured now? Weird. Didn't do anything. Actually that won't work, and I've done it too many times. There we go. So, I was sort of thinking of something along the lines of having these in pillars, and it being a sort of reactory room with little glass containers with these in them, sort of like it's a fancy thing that's kept stable in a tube of weird gas or something, because that's the only place where these reactions would take place. I'm speculating, and none of that's actually true. Don't hold me to it. But the point is, I think we're going to be doing something vertical with these things. And either it's going to be each individual set is a one block thing, or we may actually end up having them like something like this with these ones if they were facing the right direction, with these ones on top, and then some piping can go in the middle. That might be cool, but I was sort of thinking that might be a little bit big as well. So that might or might not be what we're going to do. Also, these things are weird. They don't place the right way. So, just ignoring the possible layout, what I want to figure out is how long it takes these magmatic dynamos to burn through a bucket of lava. Because once we know that, we can know how many magma crucibles we can put up for, or how many dynamos we can run off one magma crucible, or the lava from one magma crucible. So that I think is what we're going to be figuring out first. Good output on that side, and I don't want that. Okay, these things turn into their own little their own little configured item when you place them down, which is kind of annoying since it takes up a lot of inventory space. So I keep rotating these too far. No, and you can't rotate them the other way? Yeah, okay. Anyway, what I want so yeah, I just told you what I want to try out here. So let's grab some netherrack. I think I've got a load in here, and pop that in, and it does nothing. Oh, it is doing something, it's just really slow. I forgot about that. So I think we need to augment it, because that's a little bit outrageous. I have, or not augment, upgrade, because I think augments will change how much energy it takes. I don't know which way, but let's see. What is it? Invar, no, hardened. So I want one of these. I may have one lying around. I thought I did. Apparently not. Anyway, I'll make that. Actually, I just realized that these might produce lava faster than these can burn through it anyway. So it might just be... there might not be any point in my making that, so... Oh. Why do you throw it? So yeah, I'm not going to make those just yet. I want to figure out what they're like normally first. Okay, so I want to know, can I output directly into these things? Yeah, okay, I can. That's good. And how quickly are we going through the lava? Not very. Okay, that's not bad. I need to take a look at this and make sure everything's going well, though. Figure this out. Okay, I've done the math. It's here. Just a second. So well, okay, I'll show it to you first and then tell you how I got it. So it takes 1 minute to produce one lava bucket, and that lava bucket will burn for 2.5 minutes. So that means you can run 2.5 of these generators off one magma crucible. So the way I found that, because I didn't look online or anything, because I doubted that information would be too easy to find. Basically, it's just that this runs at 50 RF per tick, and it produces it runs at 50 RF per tick, and it costs 60,000 RF. So you can use that to figure out how how long it takes to produce that at the rate. And then the same sort of thing goes for the magma dynamo. So that's them again. And what I want to test out here, or from this point, is I think I can do some cool stuff if I know the extent of the coolness of these covers. Oh, yeah. So they're iron nuggets and lead, so really, really cheap stuff. But the cool thing about them, let's cook that, because apparently we're going to need lead. Never mind, I don't have any space because these configured things take up so much space. Anyway, I'll just pop them in here. What's going on here is you craft them with something. You craft them with a block, and that block will provide a texture for these things, and then you can right click on a conduit with one and it will what am I trying to say? It will cover the conduit with that texture. So let me just show you quickly. You take this and then you craft it with that, and you can get these covers. But what I want to see with these, the thing that will either make or break the plan I currently have, I'll figure something else out, but I want to see whether you can use these transparent things. I'm sort of leaning towards probably not, to be honest. Yeah. It doesn't actually cover the thing. So we'll probably have to come up with something else then. But we can always try them. Now, it's sort of hard to get these to fit, because I know that these dynamos can only output from their tops, or from the small end, and that means that I can't have tubes going down the sides here, because I'd have to swap these thingies so that they pointed weirdly horizontally, and that would look stupid. See? No good there. So I need to have both of these at the end of this tube. This is the sort of reactor thing I was talking about earlier that I had in my brain, by the way. And that means that I have to have them at the tops and bottoms so that they can point down. And that means that the magma crucible should go in the middle, because otherwise it's way too short. I think it is still a little bit short, but I don't think there's anything I can do about that, short of adding another magma crucible in here. But if I did that, then it would mean that there would be way too many magma crucibles compared to how many of those dynamos I have, and they wouldn't actually be that. They wouldn't actually. Well, it would produce way too much lava, and it would just waste the power making that lava. And I do know, I do realize that I said earlier 2.5 magma crucibles per, but I think I do want some extra lava just for other stuff. I assume I'll be needing that. I might not, but that's the idea anyway. So I don't mind getting that extra bit that's left over from the half a magma crucible that's not there. Okay. So this is what it's going to be looking like. Unfortunately, these bits here will have cables in them, because otherwise it just won't work. Yeah. Oh wait, no, what am I thinking? It'll be down the back. That's right. Yeah, so on the back here, there will be a cable in this glass, but otherwise, as I just said, it won't work. Oh, I missed one. Interesting. And these cables will be fluid ducts, because we need to get the... Wait, just a second. No. Hold on. So we need to get lava from this thing to this thing and this thing. And that's easy, because we just output like this, and boom, done. And turn it to auto output enabled, and that's all good. Sorry, that's all good. And then we also need to get power to this though, and that's a problem because that means we need a cable. Like I said, cable. I don't think that's going to do anything. Those two, right? I mean, if I put some lava in there, do I have a bucket on me? No, I don't. But I don't think it outputs from the side. So yeah, that's one cable. However, I also need to get the extra lava out from this. I mean, I guess I don't really. I could just leave it in there, but I do sort of want the extra lava, and I was planning on making a giant tank of lava being the main feature of this room. So I think that's going to have to come out as well, and that means that I do indeed need the pipes on each side here, because otherwise I'd have to have a pipe in the back and a pipe in the front, and then the pipe in the front would block our view of those, and that, So meanwhile, we'll just do this, and the fluid ducts can go on the other side, and that sort of balances out the look, and that looks pretty cool, yeah. And then of course the covers will make it look like they're still sort of behind the glass that we have there, and it still looks good. I like that. So yeah, then with these opaque blocks there isn't a problem because the pipe will actually be hidden behind them. So that's the finished model. As I said, we will be moving this over to a different room when I make a different room, but as you can see, the glax covers are covering and the pipes go into the ground, which is cool. Because they don't just float there, they actually connect to something, and otherwise they look really weird actually. So now what we need to do is figure out where we're going to put the extra lava. I hate that multi-jump, but yeah, we have to figure out where we're going to put the extra lava. And this pack is actually surprisingly lacking in tanks. If we search up tank, this stuff comes up. Now these are just random blocks with textures. I don't know what that means, or I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's relevant. And the rest of these things are generally not tanks. But this, and then this, I think, are all tanks. None of these will actually fit our building theme, and we won't be able to flex to fit them. And these two are the ones I've been looking at. So I've made 4 of these fluid storage tanks from Cyclic, and unfortunately they don't connect, but you can pipe lava into them, I assume, and store the lava. They aren't a multi-block structure though, and they don't store that much lava, so I don't think we'll be using these, and that leaves the thermal expansion ones, which I have one of over here. I'm just about to upgrade it with these Signalium upgrade kits. These are a pain to make. They take Signalium, and that takes energized glowstone, or redstone, and that's not incredibly difficult, but they also take cryothium dust. And this stuff, this blizz powder comes from mobs I've only found once or twice, and I only have 10 of those rods, so that's expensive. However, they do store rather a lot, because if you pick them up, you can see 180 buckets worth in just that one. And now that we have these Signalium upgrade kits, we can upgrade it again, and it's a shiny red, which fits our build theme pretty perfectly. So let's see how much it has now. Ooh, 32 buckets. Or, sorry, 320 buckets. That's quite a large amount. In fact, that's, let's see, each one of these holds 64, so 128 each, 256 in total. So that one tank holds 1.5 times more than these 4 together. And I'm just about to make another one. Although I don't have the other upgrades before this one. Those are easy, though. However, that's going to have to wait for another day. We've figured all of this out. However, we do need to build a room for it and set a bunch of these up and then hook it up to the second tank, which I haven't built yet. But I am unfortunately out of time for today. All the video time has elapsed, and that leaves me to say, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. And as always, I can't wait. No. Take care. Bye-bye.